By the end of this video, you guys will know exactly how to calculate calories and macros for cutting. First off, I would like to thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. I got my old channel taken down in June of 2022, so I've been grinding to get it back up. On my old channel, it was primarily longer videos, but I didn't really have the camera quality, editing skills, etc. that I do now. So it was pretty tough to compete on YouTube. I was closing in on around 500 subscribers on that channel. I had that channel for 9 months, but on this channel, I'm already at 1,000, so I'm so pumped about that. On this channel right now, I've been pumping out a bunch of shorts. I've also been uploading the videos that I had saved from my older channel. So this is going to be my first new longer video back, so I'm so pumped about that. Honestly, I probably put out 3 to 5 pieces of content a day, just everything fitness related. So if you guys are enjoying this video, consider subscribing. But without further ado, let me show you guys exactly how to calculate calories and macros for cutting. So as far as the calories go, simply take your body weight in pounds and times that number by 15. Whatever number you get, that would be a great estimate as to what your maintenance calories would be. In other words, the amount of calories you would need to eat in a day to stay the same weight. Now, this number may not be perfect. Some other factors come into play, such as activity level, genetics, age, etc. So you may have to do some playing around with that number and adjusting. You could also try and simply put it in an online calorie calculator. But for the vast majority of people watching this video, that maintenance number, your body weight times 15, would be a very safe estimate. Now, 3,500 calories are the equivalent of 1 pound. So simply take your maintenance number, aka your body weight times 15, and simply subtract 500 from that number. Whatever number you get right there, that would be a great estimate as to how many calories you should be eating to lose about 1 pound a week. Now, theoretically, if you went even lower in calories than this, you would lose weight faster, but I really recommend sticking to losing 1 pound a week for a couple reasons. One, losing weight is not easy, and if you're losing more than 1 pound a week, it might be a little bit harder to stick to. You might end up in the dreaded binge or stick cycle. It will more than likely be much easier to sustain if you're just aiming to lose 1 pound a week. And two, when you are cutting, you are already at an increased risk for muscle loss. Simply because you are losing weight, your body is in an overall catabolic state, and the faster you lose weight, the more likely you are to lose muscle mass. And the entire point of a cut is to maintain as much muscle mass as possible. So I recommend just sticking to a moderate minus 500 calorie daily deficit. As far as the protein goes, simply take your body weight in pounds and times that number by 0.8 to 1. Anything in that range would be sufficient protein. And yes, unlike calories, it is that black and white. Now, I really would recommend hitting that number as many days as you can, because like I said, when you are cutting, you are already at an increased risk for muscle loss. So you really want to make sure you're giving your body sufficient protein. That way you can maintain as much muscle mass as possible. The only time I would recommend going closer to the 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight compared to the 0.8 grams per pound of body weight is if you're really deep into the cut and you're planning on getting below 10% body fat. The leaner you are, the more likely your body is to take muscle mass as energy instead of fat. So if you're planning on getting that lean, then I do recommend going closer to the 1 gram side just to be safe and to spare as much muscle mass as possible. But for the vast majority of people watching this video, anywhere in the 0.8 to 1 gram range will be plenty. Now, if you take anything from this video, these are by far the 2 most important numbers to hit. I would try and make these staples and hit these goals as many days as you can. You literally cannot lose weight if you are not eating in that calorie deficit, and it's going to be really hard to maintain the muscle mass if you are not giving your body a sufficient amount of protein. As far as the carbs and fats go, to be completely honest with you, I wouldn't even bother tracking them. Because if you hit your calorie intake and your protein intake, the only 2 other sources the calories can come from are carbs and fats. And honestly, it doesn't really matter how you divide them up. As long as you hit your calorie intake and your protein intake, you will get 99% of results. Honestly, I would just divide the carbs and fats however you'd like. I will show you guys what a good general estimate would be, but again, it doesn't really matter that much. So for fats, you would simply take your body weight in pounds and times that number by 0.3. Whatever number you get, that would be a good estimate as to how many grams of fats you should be eating. And for carbs, basically what you're gonna wanna do is take your total daily calorie intake, the number I told you at the beginning of the video, and subtract that number from the protein calories plus the fat calories. First off, for the protein calories, there's 4 calories per gram of protein. So you would simply take your grams of protein and times that number by 4. That would give you the protein calories. In other words, how many calories from your total calorie intake are going to be coming from protein. Now there's 9 calories per gram of fat, so take your grams of fat and times that number by 9. Then simply add those 2 numbers together, the calories from protein plus the calories from fats, and subtract that number from the total daily calories, and that number should give you the total daily carb calories. Now simply take the total daily carb calories and divide that number by 4 because there's 4 calories per gram of carbs, and then that number would give you the grams of carbs. Here, I'll use my body weight as an example, and then you can just plug everything in. You can just use this as a template. So I weigh about 160 pounds, so I'm taking my body weight and timesing that by 15. That gives me 2,400 calories, and I'm subtracting 500 from that number. That gives me about 1,900 calories. A shortcut to this formula that I should have told you guys at the beginning of the video would be if you just take your body weight in pounds and times that number by 12, it would give you pretty much the same number as this. So that 1,900 calories would be a good estimate as to how many calories I should eat to be in a minus 500 calorie daily deficit, which would equivalent to a minus 3,500 calorie weekly deficit, therefore putting me on pace to lose about a pound a week. So as far as the protein goes, I'm taking my body weight in pounds and timesing that number by 0.8. That gives me 128, and then I'll take my body weight in pounds and times the number by 1, which will give me 160. So anywhere between 128 and 160 grams of protein would be sufficient for me. Next, I'm taking my body weight in pounds and multiplying that number by 0.3. That gives me 48, which would be about how many grams of fats I should be eating a day. And then lastly, for the carbs, I need to calculate my protein calories and fat calories. So for my protein calories, let's just say I would need about 160 grams of protein a day. I'm taking 160 and multiplying that number by 4 because there's 4 calories per gram of protein. That will give me 640 protein calories. Next, I need to calculate my fat calories. So I'm taking 48 times 9 because there's 9 calories per gram of fat. That gives me 432. So next, I add the protein calories to the fat calories, which gives me 1,072 calories. And then I'm subtracting that from my total calories, which would give me 828 calories coming from carbs. And there's 4 calories per gram of carbs, so I'm taking this number right here and dividing it by 4, and then that would give me 207 grams of carbs. So if you really want to be 100% perfect, you could track your carbs and fats, but honestly, I wouldn't even bother doing that. As long as you hit your protein intake and the calorie intake, I recommend just dividing the carbs and fats up however you'd like, but that would be a great template if you really want to be 100% perfect. But yeah, I hope this video helped you guys out. The longer videos are back, baby. This is my first new longer video back since my old channel got deleted, so I'm so pumped about that. I'm gonna try to upload 2 to 3 longer videos a week. I have a ton of ideas. Feel free to leave a comment down below if there's another topic you'd like me to go over. But yeah, I hope you guys learned something from this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like and consider subscribing. Thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.